Welcome to Conversations with Dr. Skip Mason,
pastor, preacher, historian, author,
teacher, librarian, archivist, world traveler,
collector, family historian, avid reader, and creator of the popular Vanishing Black Atlanta Facebook page.
With a lot of folks who love history.
Most importantly,
he's our
dad who loves his family and who taught us the importance of our history and having important conversations.
Join him now for this episode of Conversations with Dr. Skip.
Well, good evening, my brothers and my sisters beloved from the Vanishing Black Atlanta page or wherever you are watching this evening. I want you to gather near and far and join me. I have a very special guest that you all love, that you just have lost your minds because you don't know what's going on with him and where is he and when is he coming back on the air. And so I want you to hit your share button and share it on your page and invite those diehard Atlantans, those music lovers to join us this evening. I'm Skip Mason, and I'm so happy to have this wonderful conversation with our beloved Youngblood. First of all, I hope you're doing well. Let me say that. It has been a tremendous year and a half, almost 2 years since this pandemic started. And I just pray that in this moment that you and yours are doing as well as can be. And I'm so glad to see you. After we start going back out, I kind of cut back on some of my lives, but now that it appears that we're coming back in, I'm looking forward to a wonderful fall season with some very special guests. And I could not think of a better person to open up tonight than with Youngblood. Now, first of all, I know you're not watching that Tampa Bay Dallas Cowgirls football game. I know you're not watching that. I know that. We are diehard Atlanta Falcons, do or die, win or lose. Sometimes more loss than wins, but we are diehard Atlanta Falcons. So I'm glad that you're here with us. Put some comments in the chat room and send Youngblood your love and your well wishes. And it is my joy and my honor. First of all, let me see if I got this little small clip that I want to play. It's just a little snippet because I don't want Facebook to shut me down. But I caught just a little tad bit of his test show last week.
For next week. Let's make it real.
You all know that noise, that sound, that music. Brothers and sisters beloved, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome to this nightcap conversation the legend, the one and only, Youngblood. Brother Blood.
Thank you. Thank you,
What's
brother.
happening? How you doing, man?
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good to lay eyes on you.
I tell you, it's a blessing to be among the living, you know.
I know.
A blessing to be among the living.
That has more meaning in this day and time than in recent time, given all the things that have been happening. So what have you been up to? Talk about, this last year and a half before we get to, the show, the new station, and, as Sturgis likes to say, where you're moving your crates to. Tell us a little bit about what life has been like for you during this past a year and a half during this pandemic.
I tell you, just trying to make some sense out of the senseless.
Yeah.
You're sitting around and you're looking around at some of the things that are going on in our city, our state, our country. And I tell you, man, for the last 12 months, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable as to what we're becoming. We're a divided nation, a divided city, a divided town, and sometimes even divided family. And I don't know where we're going. I don't know what the end's going. It makes you want to stick around to just see what the end's going to be.
Yeah.
But you know, I have been laying low, staying
Okay.
out of people's face,
Yeah.
taking all my shot. I've been taking every shot I can get. I'll take your shots. If you got some shots you're not using, I'll take them, you know, because I just believe that I want to be here tomorrow.
Right.
And I don't want to get sick. I've been sick and I don't want to get sick. So I'm going to take all the shots I can get and yours too, if you got any laying around, because I believe I want to be here tomorrow, you know, and I just hope I'm blessed to see it.
And we want you to be here. They are already chiming in. Callan Brown, love Youngblood, miss you much. And our great Sue Ross, a charter member of the Brunch of the
Hoorah.
Blood Club.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
it's just wonderful seeing these comments that are coming in. You have been missed. And I tell you, this was a time that we really needed you. Okay. And everything that you brought, the gift, but we understand God's divine timing and
Yes,
plan.
yes,
And so
yes.
we're just delighted that you're back, and you're gonna be on a new platform. But we don't do that. But let's talk about a moment. Um, you know, during this time, as you were taking all of the shots, you know, and that kind of thing. What was the biggest lesson you learned in this moment, in this pandemic? You were not on the radio, on the air, doing your thing on Saturdays, and this horrible pandemic hit. What's the takeaway for you, Youngblood?
You know, I guess I would say patience.
Okay.
You know, this whole thing we call life oftentimes requires a lot of patience.
Yes,
And
sir.
sometimes you don't hear it until you can stop and listen and get the noise out.
Out.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
You have to listen, and oftentimes we don't know where we're supposed to be and
That's
what
right.
we're supposed to be doing in life. But you have to be still and you have to listen. And if you do that, it'll come to you.
Yeah.
It'll come to you. I'm basically I'm just an entertainer. That's
Right.
what I do. And every now and then we try to slip something in that may help you, help your day, help
Yeah.
you, help your burden to be just a little bit lighter and your day to be a little bit brighter. And
Yeah.
that's what we've always done, and that's what we try to do. I mean, what we do on Saturdays, we don't save any lives, and we don't hurt anybody. We
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
entertain, we entertain
Mm-hmm.
in old school way. You know, I looked at your the Vanishing Black Atlanta, uh, and I drive around the city. It's gone, Skip.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
gone. It's not vanishing. It's
It's
gone.
gone.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's gone. It is gone for the
It's gone.
old time players out there, and the
Yeah.
people that were born in this area and know this city. It's gone.
It's
You know,
gone.
the Phoenix. What is the Phoenix is rising? Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a new Phoenix rising in this town, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the us's.
Isn't that
You
something?
know, it
Isn't that
has
something?
nothing to do. And see, you are a historian, and there's so much history that this new group is going to be passed up on. They're not going to know.
Right.
They don't know.
Right.
They don't know
Right.
anything about David T. Howe. They don't know anything about Washington High, and they
Right.
don't care to. They
That's
don't care
right.
to. And we're one of the peoples out there that we really discard our history. We don't keep
Mm-hmm.
our history as close to breast as we should.
As we
And
should. Right.
this city, I would argue that this city has more history
Yeah.
underneath it than any other place around.
Isn't that
Any
amazing?
other place around. I mean, I used to think about how on Saturdays in the fall we would wait for the parade up Hunter Street.
Oh
You know,
man. Oh
and
Lord.
and see, as little boys, we would be in the parade.
That's
We would
right.
be in every parade.
That's right.
And the Washington High Band and the Archie Band, the Howard Band, and whoever. And see, all this stuff is gone.
It's
It's
gone.
gone.
You know
It's
what,
gone.
Youngblood, you're right. I was driving up ML King, and you know they put these medians in the middle of
Yes.
ML King.
Yes.
And so I got to the bridge. I say this is a travesty.
It's
to some
almost a
extent,
prison.
because even if we wanted to bring parades back, you can't even march
You
the full
couldn't.
band.
You
When
couldn't.
Washington High Band marched in the parade, half of the city would be marching with Washington High. Every alumnus of Washington High walked with the band from the start to the finish. And the way the streets are now, you can't do it.
And see, Mars Brown always had the best band in the land.
My alma mater.
They always had, and they usually would be the last band to come through it, because as we used to say, they would turn it out.
Yes.
You know? And with the majorettes and the guys doing what they did.
That's right.
All that history is gone.
It's
And
gone.
and see, I'm from the old school. I remember when Morris Brown had a football team that was so good, they probably could have beat the Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in the day, they had a football team that they probably could have beat the Falcons. But all this history, Skip, all this stuff, it's gone, man.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
And so that's why your music is so important. You know, I got to put this picture of me up when I was in the Morris Brown band. Since you mentioned it,
I did not know that was coming, y'all.
Since you mentioned it, I got to put it up. Rick, you see me in Morris Brown's band. Look, Youngblood. So it must be a whole lot of dirty houses in Atlanta, because what the most common comment that I've seen from people is that, how am I going to clean up on Saturday mornings? Because Youngblood is not on. Folks used to clean up. That's what they say. They used to clean up by your music.
You know, I love radio.
Yeah.
I love it. But radio of today is not the radio we grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, that was a time when stations were community minded.
Right.
And they operate in the best benefit of that community.
Right.
Nowadays, it's all about the dollar.
Yeah.
And you have to make money. You have to make money to operate.
Yeah.
But it's all about the dollar. And we have people in most of our major stations, not only in this city, but across the country, we have people programming the music to us that aren't us. And they know nothing about all the big black stations. You got somebody in another city programming them, and they're not black.
That's right.
You know, so that feeling that we used to have in radio way back in the day, that's gone too.
Yeah.
That's gone too. You just a number right now. Yeah, that's from back in. You just a number. And see, I was probably one of the only ones in the city that, for various reasons, I got to pick my own music.
Okay.
I got to pick and play every song that you heard. None of them were dictated.
Right.
And we just went in there, and from 9 to 99, we tried to enjoy ourselves. And see, people are pretty smart.
Right.
They can tell when you're faking it.
Yeah.
And when you're sincere. And when you're faking it, you know, they see right through it, and they turn away. But we try to be as sincere and helpful as possible. Those days of radio are gone.
Yeah. They are totally gone.
They're totally gone.
Let's talk about now. Let's talk about the friends and fans of Youngblood, because in so many instances that page helped to really keep you out in the public's eye. It helped to fuel the love and passion. That's your Facebook page. Talk a little bit about that and those two commergians, Ricky Steele and James Sturgis, who are loyal and devoted to you and have helped to fuel that page.
You know, Skip, let me be true and honest about this. This technology out there has passed me by. Okay. I know nothing. I know almost nothing about it. I was apprehensive about
Yeah.
even doing what I'm doing because I said, brush Sturgis, brush Skip, my people my age are not going to be able to get it.
Right.
They're not going to be able to tune into a podcast. They don't have the wherewithal, and if they have the wherewithal, I don't know if they can do it. But these guys said you're a little short on what you believe, and just because you can't doesn't mean that other people your age can't. And they got the Facebook going and this and that, and with your help back in the a while ago, the thing just exploded. It just blew up. But I couldn't send you an email if I had to. I don't know.
But you got folks who can. Okay.
But I got folks
and wait a minute. Shout out to the little 5-year-old boy in your household to help you get online tonight.
Yes, Junior. Junior had to come.
You hear me, folks? He's little 5-year-old.
Grand had to come
his
in.
Grandson helped him to navigate to get on StreamYard. So shout out. What's his name?
His name is Richard. Everybody calls him Junior.
Junior, we love you, man. Stay close by your granddaddy. He's gonna need you.
Stay close. There you go. Oh, y'all just making fun of me, making fun of the blood. That's all right.
We love you.
That's all right. That's all right. Just call me when dinner get ready.
Yes, indeed.
Call me what you want.
But the Facebook page, your Facebook page has grown, and we still want people to join it. Of course, it's on Facebook. It's under Friends and Fans of Youngblood. So find it. I think I need to do another announcement on my page because not only do we want it to grow, we want to make sure that your beloved, faithful followers and listeners know where you are. And that's really the whole point. That's why I wanted to grab you for a few minutes tonight so we can talk about this new platform that you have and what you're going to be doing on it.
Thank you, Brother Skip. Let me say this. Everything nowadays has gotten so politically correct. That you have to be politically correct.
Right.
And I've never been politically correct. I try to be honest. I try to go from gut feelings. And that's what we're coming back with.
Right.
That's what we're coming back with. Starting this Saturday, 7:00 with the podcast. I got a piece of paper here. I got to read.
Okay, gotta read it.
It says go to Live 365 and just ask for Youngblood or search for Youngblood. It's Youngblood Radio. That's all you got to do. If I can find it, I guess
anybody can find it. Right.
Anybody can find it. If you need some help, just call me and I'll send Junior. But we want to see what we can do. We hope we can attract 1 or 2 people that want to listen, and we're going to see if we can have some fun. And be politically non-correct.
Non-correct. Right.
I'm gonna try to tell you. I'm gonna try. If you hear run Herschel run, I hope he's got a football up on his arm.
Yeah.
That's the way I want to see Herschel run.
Right.
We're gonna talk about the politics. The folks in Atlanta, they like to talk politics. We might get into a little bit of that. We might get into a little, but we just try to tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Got to tell the truth. That's right. Hey, Miranda, I see you, sweetheart.
Got to tell. And speaking of telling the truth, anybody that's running for mayor, I know you got a good show, and you like people like me coming in there. But anybody that's
Youngblood, hold that thought for just a second, because I got somebody that just came on that wants to send you some love.
Okay, I need all the love I can get.
I love this man right here. He's from the soil of Atlanta, Georgia. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
He's doing great things. Don't be fooled by the moniker Killer. Okay, they call him Killer Mike.
Killer Mike.
I got my friend and brother Mike Render. What's up, brother?
How you doing, Youngblood? It's an honor to be on with you, Skip. How you doing, leader?
I'm fine. Good to see you, Mike.
How you doing, Killer Mike? See, I go back with Killer Mike before Killer Mike even knew it. That's how far, and he still don't know it. But Alex Johnson, Alice Johnson had me preaching to me about Killer Mike way back in the day. You know,
Yeah.
I got this working with this little young guy, and they named him Killer Mike, and he Killer Mike. And I said, what's his name? I know he ain't no killer.
Right.
What's his name? He said Mike Render. I said, well, don't call him Mike. Okay?
I tell people all the time, the old schoolers wouldn't even call me Killer. James Horn, but Alice, you're going to have me crying. She was such a phenomenal spirit. I often tell people who assume I'm a rapper that started feeling guilty because he made a little money and wanted to get involved in social issue and politics. I've been a trained organizer since I was 14 years old, thanks to Evelyn Johnson out of Mays High School, Alice Johnson, and Reverend James. Alice Johnson taught me to organize and introduced me to the organizers that actually organize with Dr. King and SELC. And she is the reason I'm a product of her love and friendship and organization skills. So, man, just thank you for honoring her. It means the world to me.
Man, she loved you and talked about you every day. Every day. You got to meet this guy. You got to meet this guy. You know? And it's just so great that you have lived up and to Reverend James Orange and Alice's expectation that they had for you. And you're still in the community doing some good in the hood.
Absolutely.
You're doing a lot of good.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And then he would take a moment in his busy schedule to pop on and to just send you some love and good, like, you know, it means a great deal, you know.
I gotta honor you. I was taking a nap and I woke up and said, you supposed to be doing something. And it was like, check your text. It was like, man, Skip, you supposed to be on with Skip and Youngblood. So I appreciate you, Youngblood. I just want to say thank you. You have provided an example for integrity and character for Atlantans, for Black men in this city, for young Black men that were coming up. You've shown me throughout the course of my life what dignity and grace look like. And I just appreciate you. And the evolution of me as a man is in big part because my community has produced men for me to pattern myself after, much like you and Skip. So whatever I'm doing, I'm in the tradition of what this city has produced, and I'm not an exception, but rather what the rule should be.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'm standing on the backs of other Black men older than myself that helps. If the old saying, if you see a turtle sitting on top of a fence post, one thing you know for sure is that turtle didn't get there by itself.
That's right.
Okay, the turtle had to have some help to get on top of that fence post.
Yeah.
So the other guys out there, and see, in this community, we got millions and zillions of unsung heroes. Heroes.
Right.
You know, auntie them, grandma them, grandpa them that died, that worked, that slaved, that went to work 7 days a week, got on the bus carrying groceries out in Dixie Hill and everywhere else.
Yeah.
And see, we need to Skip. It's almost gone.
I know, blood. Yeah, but we got you keeping us, you and Mike, keeping us connected in the work that you're doing. You know, Mike is making music for this current generation, but he has not forgot about his roots, and he is investing, you know, and keeping those ties together. Mike, I got to have you back on the show
anytime,
15 minutes, whatever time you give me, so we can catch up with you, brother. But I'm so glad to see you, and it just means the world. We're gonna be tuning in to Youngblood on this coming Saturday and sending some good love. But thank you, bro, for waking up from your nap.
Absolutely.
All right, and we'll talk soon, okay?
All right, love and respect, brothers. Y'all have a
love
great
you
night.
too, brother. All right,
thank
you.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
See, bro, Skip, I'm old enough to remember, and you may not remember, but I'm old enough to remember what they used to back in the day. They called it white flight. Right. When certain neighborhoods just vanished, the people just vanished, and they left the city to us. Yeah, we have to run into hole. Okay, now we got the reversal, you know, of white flight, right? You know, and it appears to be that it's everything that happened, everything that we used to do, all of our neighborhoods, our
Right.
communities that we love, they're gone, Skip.
Yeah,
Where
they
they gone? They're
gone.
gone. They're gone.
Yes.
You know, and we can reminisce about the good old days as much as we want to. You know, we can do that, and we can with the escapism. You know,
Right.
but a lot of those things and those traditions and way that we need to hold on to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we need to and we need to hold on to it because we're losing it quicker
Yeah.
than quickly.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
quicker than quickly.
My goodness.
We're losing it, man. We're
Yeah.
losing. I drive around the city and places. I don't know where I am.
Mm.
I don't know where I am anymore, and nobody's got to ask me. I mean, you know, I
Yeah.
love this city.
Just things have changed, you know, and we're not against change,
No,
you know,
no,
but we are for the preservation of those things that are near and dear to us. And so that's what we're pushing. I mean, you know, we don't just live in the past, but we're
no,
seeing things happen around us. We're seeing this city change. We're seeing that it is difficult for people who want to move back to the city to move because the price in
can't do it.
real estate
Can't do
is
it.
just ridiculous.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
And see, they don't even have to displace you. They
Right.
can make you so uncomfortable. Grandma been paying $375 a year in taxes. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, we're going up to $8,000 a year. She can't pay that. She
right.
can't pay. She's not going to be able to hold on to that house.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
forget it. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. You know, and these neighborhoods, you're being displaced. You're going.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as low rent housing anymore. In the city. It ain't gonna happen. You know, and somewhere along the way, people got the misconception that old school was wrong school.
Mm.
There are a lot of things that got us over, Skip.
Yeah.
You know, and see, I lived in a community where everybody knew everybody.
That's right.
Everybody looked after everybody.
Everybody.
You know, if somebody hurt themselves or if somebody cut themselves, all the women from up the street and down the street would come running to the house to see
if they could do something.
We played kickball in the streets. We played dodgeball. We played football in the streets. We had street parties. Okay, back in the day, we had street parties.
Yeah.
You know, a lot. It's gone, man.
Yeah.
It's community. And it takes a community. It takes a community.
And so, you know, as we get ready for Saturday, tell us what we expect on Saturday morning. Your first show back in about a year and a half. Is Isaac Hayes going to be anywhere around now? I need to understand. Hold on. I need to know what's this infatuation you have with Black Moses. We need some clarity.
Isaac Hayes is going to be there.
I know Isaac is going to be there.
He's going to be there. You know how that happened. Let me tell you how that happened. I started that. I was working at CLK, and I was working with albums back then. I had an album, and I had to go to the bathroom. I'm getting ready to start the show, and I gotta go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So I grabbed the longest record I could find and put it on. Isaac Hayes, I don't know what to do with myself. No. Well, I had 4 or 5 people that called me up, and they loved that so much because it was an album cut.
Right.
A lot of people had never heard it. It just became a tradition, and every Saturday I put it on, and people began to eat it up, and hey, the rest was just. But that's how that happened.
That's how that happened?
Yeah, we're gonna move.
I figured that because he's a staple on your show every week.
And I met him. I met he and his son. Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Really nice. You know, there are some nice people in this in this entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And there are some that you just don't want to even see again. But he was a really, really nice guy. Yeah. You know, Curtis Mayfield.
Curtis Mayfield. Guy. Oh man, I tell you.
Very white, nice guy.
Yes.
So there are some good guys out there, and we try to play. See, we try to play the kind of music that you're not going to hear anywhere else.
Right.
Okay. Now they say that the listeners that listen and to Youngblood are too old. You know, they're not they're just not marketable anymore.
Is that what they say? That's what they say.
They say the advertising agencies don't want them. Once you get past 55, they really don't want you because they say, brother Skip, he's already set in his ways.
Yeah.
He knows what kind of cola he wants.
Yeah.
He got his refrigerator and he already got his car and this and that. So brother Skip is not spending any money. We need these 34 to 49 or whatever. And blood, those not the ones that listen to you. I mean, even if you got 1 million listeners,
right?
You know, we need and they're not buying anything. That's not helping us. You know? Now, I don't believe that's true.
Right.
Because I believe my listeners have a whole lot of value and a whole lot of knowledge.
Absolutely, yeah. And I on behalf of the 55 plus group, you know, don't discount us. But they're gonna see something. Trust me. Come this Saturday, and they are going to really see something, and we're gonna get behind you and support you. So who else is in your playlist? Just give us some names.
You can't do it without Marvin. You can
Marvin Gaye.
You can't do it without Shy Light, a little bit of Ice Cream, Jerry Butler. You know, you can't do it without the Dinah Ross and her Supremes.
Yeah.
Or maybe going back to the Flamingos, or maybe just a little bit of Duke of Earl.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff you're not going to hear on the radio anymore because it's not profitable for them to play it.
Right.
We're going to play what you like.
Yeah.
We're gonna play what you fell in love with in 1965.
Now, do you play a little bit of the Godfather of Soul, James Brown?
You can't have a party unless you invite James. You cannot have a party unless you invite James.
Yeah.
I mean, we go from the hot pants, you know, to I know I'm gonna feel good.
Right. Wow.
So we do.
And you know, today is the anniversary of the birth of this great man, Otis Redding, who was born on this day. Yes, the great Otis Redding. I tell you.
You know, Otis was a genius, and he left us way before his time. He left us as a young man. But Otis was a genius. If you can go back and listen to some of his music, Faf. Listen to the orchestration. Listen to the orchestration that Otis put together years and years ago.
Yeah.
The same with Jackie Wilson. Some of Jackie Wilson's stuff was full orchestration.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on a second. You mentioned Jackie. Now I can't play but a snippet of this, and I don't want Facebook to yank me. Okay, but I just got to play just a snippet. Come out of here on the floor. Let's rock some more. Come out of here on the floor. Okay, let me stop there because I'm getting excited. That's my song here at home. Baby Workout. That's the song.
Workout. Lonely Teardrops. Now he was known as Mr. Entertainment. Jackie was a bad boy. Jackie was a bad boy, big time womanizer. He loved the girls. He loved the girls, but the girls loved him too. So it was a 50-50 thing. But Jackie was a bad boy.
I bet.
And in history, we never get our full due.
Right.
We never get our full due. Cats like Billy Eckstine.
Yeah.
These guys could really, really sing, man. Really sing.
Tremendous voices.
And they don't get their due. You know. There are no retreads. We don't play the retreads. We play the originals.
Right.
And the guy said sometimes you get a history lesson just by listening to the old stuff. We try. Old stuff is good. You know, 3 out of 4 doctors agree. Old stuff is good stuff.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Old stuff is good stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what we're coming back to do with the help. See, I got Brother Sturgis and Brother Steele. They
Yeah.
put me up for this. I was sleeping on Saturday morning. I was sleeping. Woke me up, pulled me out the bed. Both of them woke me up, pulled me out the bed, and said, "Hey, we got to do it. We got to do it."
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. They put it together. They put it. It's a regular. I mean, high price studio. It's a high price studio. They spared no expense. And I just hope that the rubber bands and the gym clips don't break. But they spared no expense. Put a studio together, and we're gonna go after it and make it do what it do.
So it's live365.com. Okay. /Youngblood. Now they tell me that this girl named Alexa can also get you there. Is that true?
Yeah, we're working on it right now. It might be. Just ask Alexa, say Youngblood Radio, and the girl knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Youngblood Radio, and there's music playing there all the time.
All the time.
Music playing, yes. There's music playing there all the time. And let me give you a big tip now.
Okay.
Right now we're live on Saturday mornings.
Right.
But the plan is that if we can get the numbers to where they want them, we're going to be Monday through Friday in the mornings. Monday through Friday. If people like it on Saturdays, they'll come back during the week. They'll come back.
You're about to make some folks lose their complete minds. You know that.
Well, I'm gonna throw a name out there and see. I knew him. We Monday through Friday we would do Alley Pat-ish kind of morning show.
Now, for those youngsters who just may not know who Alley Pat was, can you tell them?
Alley Pat was one of the godfathers of black radio in Atlanta. He cats like Sir Raggedy Flag and Paul E.X. Brown. These guys worked. Paul and Alley Pat worked at WRD back in the 50s. First owned and operated black radio station. In the country. Blayton Sr. owned it. He was an accountant. He owned it. And it was the first black-owned radio station in the country, in the world. In the country. And the sign is still up down on Auburn Avenue. The sign is still up. And these cats were personality plus. They had to be. They had to be personality plus. And they served their communities, their listening communities.
Yeah.
Okay? And see, that's part of the problem, is that all of the power was taken out of the black disc jockey. All of the powers were taken away from them. Things just don't happen. Things are made to happen.
Yeah.
The powers that be said, these black disc jockeys, they elected black mayors in Detroit, Chicago, or LA, Atlanta, all these places. And the black radio stations were the contributing factors to all that happened. Somebody say, hey, wait a minute. That's too much power. We got to so they took it out.
Wow. That's amazing. Do you play Hank Ballard, Ray Charles?
Yes, we do.
Are those of your
Yeah. Hank Ballard, let's go. There's a thrill on the hill.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs of all time. Ray Charles. Ray Charles was another genius. All geniuses. Ray Charles did a song back in the day called Crying Time. It's crying time.
Yeah.
You're going to leave me. Okay? Yeah. It's crying. I know a lot of you guys hadn't heard it, but if you're ever feeling sad and blue, you need to go listen to it. It's Crying Time by Ray Charles. Ray Charles. And see, our heroes, most of our heroes come out of our family.
Right.
Okay? Most of our heroes come out, Grandma Nim, and the cousin that used to help send you to school and this and that, the heroes and sheroes come out of our family.
Yeah.
But there are some entertainers too. That, regardless of whatever obstacles that were put in their way, they made it.
They sure did.
They made it. Ray Charles made it in a day when he wasn't supposed to.
That's right. And
he was
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke. Oh, you talk about Sam Cooke. You know who had the big crush on Sam?
Who had the big crush on Sam?
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin had the big crush on Sam. You know, they used to travel together.
Right.
Back when they were doing gospel. And Aretha and her daddy had a room, and Sam and the gospel groups had rooms. And Sam was always a good looking dude. Mm-hmm. Sam was a good looking, and he dressed way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
He was a sharp dresser in the 60s. He wore stuff that people are just catching up to. But anyway, she loved some Sam.
Some Sam Cooke.
Oh, yeah, she heard a million other women, but they loved some Sam, man. And Sam was so gifted.
Right.
Sam didn't even know how gifted he was. You know, and he was one of those singers. All he had to do was open his mouth, and it just flowed out. You know, and see that change is going to come.
Yeah,
Sam, it's still a battle cry. It's a battle cry today.
It sure is. It is.
You know, that song. It's almost like Marvin and What's Going On. That album had divine intervention.
Wow.
That album was full of divine intervention. There's some things that came through him.
That's right.
That didn't come from him. Okay? It came through him. But it didn't come from him. And Marvin, these cats, man. And see, these young dudes are talented, okay?
Yeah.
But you know, they got this and that, and they sing through this machine, and they sing over there, and this one does this and this. These cats had to go out there and grab a mic and go to work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes, they did.
There were no touch-ups.
Right.
There were no redos. There was nobody to help them or sing like them. They had to go out on stage, and they had to entertain.
Yeah, they did. And did they do it too? I mean, they truly entertain. And Atlanta was a hub. I mean, you had all of these clubs, you know, the Magnolia, you know, Don Clendenin, the Palladium, you know, Royal Peacock, the Casino.
Ernie Wheelwright's Pink Pussycat.
Pink Pussycat was Simpson.
Yes. And see, if you just move into Atlanta, you know nothing about Ernie Wheelwright's Pink Pussycat. First of all, Ernie Wheelwright was an old fullback. He was a fullback for the Atlanta Falcons. Right. He played fullback, and he made a little money, and he opened a club on Simpson Road. And I remember one weekend. Now this is going way back. He brought Marvin Gaye in for a weekend. Yeah. Okay, to his club, and the thing was, he paid Marvin so much money, it just about put him out of business. The club wasn't big enough for him to bring in. He couldn't sell enough tickets to make it. I bet they were lined up on Simpson to come see Marvin Gaye. They were, but the place couldn't sell enough tickets. You know, it wasn't that big. Yeah. Pink Pussycat wasn't that big. Yeah. And like Don Clendenin. Don Clendenin's probably as big as yours. Don Clendenin was really smart. And the problem with Don Clendenin, they didn't have any parking. No parking. And the club was about as big as your living room. Okay. Brothers and sisters sitting around. I mean, I know all those clubs. Marquette, right there on Hunter Street. But what about this one, Blood? Are you old enough to remember the Birdcage? The Birdcage. Yeah. Yes. I can tell you some stories about that, but we might have some young listeners out there, and we can't go into it. But I can tell you some stories. Well, see, I started washing dishes. I was 12 years old. I was washing dishes at the Playboy Club. Down on Lucky Street. Lucky and Forsyth, right across from Forsyth. That's right. Right there at the Rialto. Yeah. My mother was a seamstress. And see, back then, if he were big enough, my mother said, he big enough, he can do it. That's right. Brought me down, and the chef looked at me and said, yeah, he big enough. So they put me to work.
Isn't that something?
They put me to work, and I worked like a caught runaway slave. But I kept the job because my mother had gotten it for me. So I had to keep it.
You had to.
I couldn't let her down.
Yeah.
I could not let her down. And met a lot of people, and met a lot of people that I shouldn't have known at that early age, because I met a lot of street people.
Okay.
And when you meet a lot of street people, you learn things sometimes that you shouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know, and it affects you.
Yeah.
It affects you. I saw things I shouldn't see, and yeah.
But it made you wise. The La Carousel was another intimate joint.
Oh, when you say intimate, you mean real small. You mean real. I mean, and see, he would bring in, I don't know, it looked like every other week, once a month, Ramsey Lewis.
Listen.
Ramsey Lewis and the trio were up there.
And the trio. I mean, that's right.
And they put on some hellacious shows.
Oh, I bet.
You talking about jam packed. There wasn't a whole lot. You know, on Saturdays with those shows coming in town like that, there wasn't a whole lot of places to go. And see, most of those black clubs were bringing in black entertainment that white folks wanted to come and see. Right. You know? Wow. Shy lights, stylistic, this, that. Boom. They wanted to, Jared Butler, you know? They wanted to come through.
Wow. That's something. That is something else. We were talking about Don. I was trying to find a picture of Don Clendenner.
Don Clendenner.
Yeah, Morehouse Grand baseball player.
Big first baseman for the New York Mets. I think he was Washington High, boy. I believe
he's Washington High.
I believe he
Shout out to all of the Washington High graduates. If you're from Washington, put it in the chat room. You know, I've been teaching. Last week I did I went through some Washington High yearbooks. So somebody asked me, I had pictures of Lil Luther, the drum major. I finally found some pictures of Lil Luther, the drum major.
You know, he was a celebrity. Yeah. He was a celebrity, you know, because I think it was your band, right? It was Mark Brown band.
He marched with Morris Brown and Washington High's band. That's where he started.
I mean, back in those days, some of the parades and some of those halftime football shows were legendary.
I know
they were legendary.
I know they were. I know.
Over there at the old Herndon Stadium.
Herndon Stadium, yeah.
I mean, you remember Ray Charles? Ray Charles made an album, a live album.
He sure did. He performed. I don't think this concert was at Ponce de Leon Park, but yeah, he recorded a live album at Herndon Stadium.
Yeah, Zenith Seals, I think, over at OWAOK.
Yeah.
And they hooked it up and they recorded it. Okay.
Amazing. Just absolutely amazing.
I mean, the history that we're discarding, man. You know.
You mentioned Ramsey Lewis. I found this. I pulled this up at the La Carousel.
Oh yeah. And Ramsey Lewis was a smart. Ramsey Lewis was smart, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he. I mean, up there with a brainiac. Right. See, I was a little guy, you know, but I watched. You know, my thing was I always hung around older people.
Yeah.
Because older women could teach you, and older men, if you watch them.
Yeah.
You listen to them, but you have to watch them.
All right, tread gently with those older women now, Blood. Okay.
But see, older women can teach. When I say teach you, I mean the kind of stuff that mothers used to teach their daughters. Okay, they would sit down. And she would say this, and the women. The kind of stuff we don't have now.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
The transference of basic, common sense just ain't common no more. You know, and see, they don't transfer. We don't have that transference of experience and knowledge from the old to the young anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
First of all, these they don't need to listen because they already know everything.
Right.
They've tried everything and they've done it. And when you start telling them something, then they tune you out, and they don't want to hear about how you did it in the old days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, if it worked in the old days, then it might still work.
Yeah,
might still work. And I just wish I heard Bernice King say this.
Okay.
I wish we as a people still loved each other.
Mm.
Now she said that, and I like, oh, that sounds kind of cold. I mean,
Right.
do you think that's it? You know? And she said we just don't love each other anymore.
Yeah.
And we live. All of us have an expiration date up under the bottom. Under the bottom of your foot. It's there. It's there. But we live like we nailed down, and we're gonna be here forever, Skip.
I know. And the music lives on forever.
The music lives on for Ike and all those people that I play. 75% of them are dead and gone.
Lord have mercy.
Their music. They left their music. As soon as you hear it, you start. It's like Mom's Mabel would say. You start reminiscing about the good old days.
Yeah.
The good old, and that worked. There were some good. I'm glad I came up in a time when I did. There were some good old days.
Right.
Yeah. We had fun.
And you're native Atlanta. For those who don't know, tell them you were born in Atlanta, right?
I'm on the west side, over off Hunter Street.
Yeah.
Some of y'all over off Hunter Street. And I told Ricky we were broadcasting live from the studios of Burbank. And I didn't say California. I said Burbank because Burbank Road in between Simpson and Hunter Street. But and he just thought it was Burbank, California.
Right.
But no, I'm from here. I run the street, Washington Park. Summertime, that's where we live.
Yeah.
That's where we live. Swimming pool, get all scratched up over there, that old pool. But
I tell you, with all that glass and stone at the bottom of the pool and all. Lord have mercy.
But that was a pool for the color.
That's right.
There were times when we didn't have that one.
Yeah, that's right. But we were grateful and thankful for what we had. Now, your show comes on this coming Saturday at
7 a.m.
7 a.m. Early.
7 until noon. And you can't call me because they spared no expense and they didn't put in a phone yet. So I ain't calling nobody out, but they can't call me. But we're gonna be rocking and rolling so much, Skip, that you wouldn't have time to call no way.
Well, I listened this past Saturday for one of your test runs, and you on there, talking about you were kind of nervous and all that kind of carrying on. I said, listen to him, please.
Yeah. I was so nervous.
But I said he got a winner here. He is back now. So here's what we got to do. Okay, because I know some of the demographic. While we spend money, there are some people who may not know how to get online. Okay, so what we need for those of you who are listening to help somebody, like with my mom. My mom is on Facebook. My 87-year-old mom is on Facebook. And so what we do is help her, to get online. So, my sister Dion will set it up so that she'll be able to, to hear you, on her iPad or on the phone. And those of you who are real fancy, you know how to use your HD cord and plug it into your TV so that you can hear Youngblood through your TV. There are ways that you can be heard.
And that's going to be a link posted on the Youngblood Friends and Family Facebook page. Yeah, just go there and hit the link and it'll take you right there.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. And it'll take you straight
to it.
Straight to it.
Yes,
and
sir.
You can link on there. My good friend Bud Willis said he's already downloaded the app. That's what you need to do. Those of you who know how to download, download the app on your cell phone, on your iPad, on your computer, Live 365. If you have Alexa, and I have Alexa, I'm gonna have Alexa play Youngblood. I'm gonna have her wake me up at 7 on Saturday and set it to Youngblood. So there are all kinds of ways. It is important. And I say this in all sincerity to those of you who are watching on the Vanishing page, on YouTube, on my page, and some of the other pages that we have sent this to, friends and fans of Youngblood. It's important. It's about numbers too. You know, he's going to be there, but we need a good first Saturday showing. And I also need for you, if you have not tonight, okay, before we close, well, don't do it now because I want you to continue. We're about to wrap in a few, but I need for you to go to the Facebook page, okay, friends and fans of Youngblood. I'm trying to find that picture to put up. And if you're not subscribing to the page, I need for you to subscribe. Okay, it doesn't take but a minute for you to like the page. And so he's at over 3,000 members. I want to get this thing up to about 5,000 or 6,000, okay, in the next couple of days. Vanishing Atlanta, you all hear me? You hear me? Please, ma'am, and please, sir, let's go to friends and fans of Youngblood right now, okay? And let's start liking the page and loading down the app and supporting this beloved legend in his own mind.
That's right.
As Dr. Herman Reese used to say, you know, you're a legend in your own mind, but he is not in his own mind, in our city. Any parting thoughts or words that you want to share? You've been so generous with your time this evening. I know it's a Thursday evening, but I just want to get with you before Saturday.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, Skip. I think everybody out there knows the concerns with a couple of brothers of mine, Master Mitch, and I've been knowing both of them ever since they could walk. Prayer, God is still in the saving business. Okay, God is still in the miracle business. Okay, God, prayer is a wonderful thing.
That's right.
Prayer is a wonderful thing. But by your actions and deeds, when you get through praying, I need you to do something for me now. And I've never done it myself, but I'm gonna get somebody to do it for me. You know, I want you to help out both of the brothers. Okay. Now prayer is great. And keep praying. But when you get up, let's help these good brothers out. Okay. Through your actions and deeds, you also gonna be judged. So let's do what we can along with the praying.
Absolutely. I posted on the Facebook page, and I'll do it again. I was trying to pull it up and see if I could find it, but there are two GoFundMes. Both Simon and Mitch are experiencing battles with cancer. And as Youngblood has asked us to do, we want to support, we want to pray for them. We're going to do that, but we also want to support them as well. AJC did a nice piece on Simon Baby. He has stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
As does Mitch.
As does Mitch as well. And so we want to support them. Doggone it, I can't find that link, but it's on the page. And if you're able to go to GoFundMe and give them whatever you can. Whatever you can to
I've never participated in a good GoFundMe. I don't know that much about them, but I've seen them where an animal breaks a leg or get hit by a car, and Rover has collected $100,000 before the weekend is over.
Right.
You know, and that's a dog. That's a dog. So I say that to say we need to come forward and do what we can do. If you've been blessed, and you can help, then please help my brothers.
We are going to do that. I'm going to post it on the page again in the announcements section. So brothers and sisters, look at it. And Youngblood, we pray God's blessings.
Thank you.
Leave tonight as a pastor and a man of the cloth without offering a prayer blessing both to Simon and Mitch, but to you as well. And we are thanking God for your continued good health,
Thank you.
and for bringing you through this pandemic, to your family, to your village, to Rick and Mike, James Sturgis, and to those who love you. So we pray the abundance of blessings. We hope that you will receive a little of what you have given us for forever. And I don't know how long you've been on the radio, but I was a child, a boy. Okay, I'll be 60 on my next birthday, so y'all do the math. Okay.
Okay.
I'm one of the ones who had to clean up and listen to Youngblood before my mama would let me go to Herndon Stadium.
All right, Skip.
And sell coats. So he's been around for a long time.
Okay. Thank you. You wear it well, Skip. You wear it well. You're looking good.
This year, man, I'm thankful to God. I am.
You're
but we
looking
pray
good.
God's blessings on you, and we pray healing on Simon and Mitch, and to each one of you, my brothers and sisters that are listening. Thank you for being a part of Vanishing Black Atlanta. We are up to 54,000 members. Praise God. Y'all like to you love to argue. You love to say we're full. You love to get on these DeKalb folks who want to claim Atlanta. We claim everybody. You know, Atlanta folks can be kind of bougie and snotty. You know that, Youngblood. You know, if you live out of 285, they don't want to say you in Atlanta. Okay.
What town you from? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother Skip.
My friend. And we wish you well, and we'll all be tuned in on Saturday. And close us out, would you? With whatever you want.
Yours truly, D Blood. That's going to kick it off for another Saturday morning. And a good morning to you. Into each life, a little rain must fall. I'm the Youngblood, and this is going to be Spotlight Gold come Saturday morning. Thank you, brother Skip. Thank you.